Go higher down, H-E-Y-E-R. But anyway, I'll write it up there. There's a series of books called The Peoples of the Earth, and in one of them it has this whole thing. Joseph Campbell in Mask of God.
Myths that live on.
But he has a whole series of books. Joseph Campbell in his first, I think, is Mask of God. He does that oceanic stuff. Because I think these things out. And this brother sitting up here with the Kabbalion, and I opened it up and said, the all is the all. I said, I thought that was my idea. Comes out of astronomy. Okay?
How you doing? I respect you and I respect your work and all other scholars. And I'd like to ask you a question concerning the U.S. Learn.
Yeah.
Does it have anything to do with the Christopher Columbus or this time and space now? Could you talk on that?
Well, okay, so I may have you can take this number down, 1-800-USA Learn. In fact, I'm going to go to Washington and to 1-800-USA Learn. And when you call that number, tell them you want the America 2000. I'm going to use for them. 1-800-USA Learn. Now, what President Bush and Lamar Alexander of the Education Department have set aside $515 million, and it's already been in place for a year, so there are already some schools. And this ad that I saw today in the newspaper, I'm sure this is the latest, but it doesn't say that. And in this, they're going to create satellite schools that are going to speak to the Eurocentric interpretation of the world. And they're going to set up these schools, and by 1994, they hope to have these school districts in place all over the United States. And on the 4th grade, 8th grade, 12th grade, they're going to have competencies that you'll have to meet in math and science and language and social studies. So we know what that is. That means Columbus is telling us about America. And what's dangerous is that they're going to, when you come out of one of these satellite model schools, then that's going to determine whether you can get into college. Now, a lot of people figure, well, that's cool. Well, at my college is SUNY and CUNY, which is the largest university system in the world. They have already created their SUNY CUNY 2000, and they have already put in place entering requirements. How many of you are college? Entering requirements, which include competency in math up to calculus, entering requirements. Computers, including programming, entering requirements. These are not even the requirements now for exiting. And this has already come down in New York. So I don't know what they've done in New Jersey. So while we're doing this African-centered education movement thing, you know, the government's already put their standard status quo thing in place, and they put $515 million. I've talked to the head of the National Conference of Black Lawyers and several other organizations, and Ron Daniels and stuff was running for president. And I'm going to try to call a national town meeting. And so I'll let you know. But in 2 weeks, I'm supposed to go back to Washington with these two young people. I didn't discover it. Two young people called me to Washington with Ron Walton, head of Black Studies, Political Science Department of Howard. He did evidence this issue with Thad Mathis and all these scholars from around the East Coast and St. Louis. And they called us in and they showed us this thing. And we did a 3-day think tank on it. And we created a counter-African sector 2000. All right, but I can't find it in the house, so they probably said it. But it's a very serious movement. It's a very serious movement. One reason why I'm concerned about my husband's health is because I want to move into doing that. We need a national board of education for people of African ancestry. And we need to define our education in the total holistic way I ended up today. We have to get those skills done. We've got to get reading, writing, math, computer skills, calculating skills. We've got to get those skills done. But at the same time, we've got to learn our African reality. So it's a big, and why is that a big one?
I heard you under the LIB, very interesting and the results.
One other thing, when you call them, 1-800 USA Learn, tell them you want everything, because they're going to say, you just want the brochure. Tell them, no, I want the entire package. And I guess what we really should do is have little groups do a think tank on it, because it's awesome. It's awesome. It's frightening, because you see, we're not talking about something they're going to do. And if Bush gets reelected, and he is going to, this is going in place. This is going in place. And they're going to even require this for your job. Like even if you graduate college, but if you didn't graduate college through one of these, you understand what they're doing? Yeah. They are blocking out the line. That's why my answer, my personal answer, is to sue for reparation. That's my answer. My answer is to sue for $2 billion and create our own black schools and create our own jobs. You know? So it's hard. As long as we have to keep asking white people what to do, they're going to come up with these things. White people see us here to serve their needs. Now, I don't mean the ordinary. This is another thing. I don't mean ordinary white people. See, what happens is you go outside here and you see these poor suckers out here, and you say, oh, you know, racism is dead. It is the powerful, like Dr. Jeffrey talked about, the powerful white and even black people that buy into this, like the head of Beach Magazine, or Clarence Thomas. When I say white, I am not talking about color. I am talking about people that bought into the system, because if you bought into this system was designed from Columbus coming in to destroy you, and there is nothing in this system to affirm you unless we collectively make that decision.
May that just bless you, the love and prosperity.
Does anyone here have a tape van, Brown? If you haven't, kind of
we got it already.
So why don't you say so?
Good evening, Sister Jessie. Here I come again. I will say, I believe in collective leadership. Collective leadership in the sense that when we have an issue raised, oftentimes we might not be able to identify a viable individual to approach for resolutions. And this is why I say I believe in collective leadership, which is again the foundation for Africanity. From the quotation in the magazine, were it not for the 10 million Africans taken from Africa, America wouldn't have been developed the way it is today. And that became a basis for reparation costs, asking for reparation costs. Simultaneously, I would also want to think that could equally become a basis for land demanding for land on that continent of Africa simultaneously. Here, I see us reopening or revisiting the wisdom of Malcolm X just before it was taken away from us. What is it that is hampering us as an African people in America from confronting those present-day leaders on the continent of Africa whose consciousness appears to be very retrogressive,